you should hear all of it. You don't hear it. What's going on there? VB cable. Why are you not pumping out? Oh, because it's the wrong line here. Now you're hearing it. Okay. So then all I have to do is minimize that window, open up this window, grab the impeachment trial, link, copy, close that window. Now you don't hear the impeachment trial, and now I can. Okay. All right. We got it. All right. So I have this new project that I'm going to work on today, which is some map making, because I'm going to start telling a new story soon, which is separate from this new show announcement later today on the show. This show today, right here today. Don't go away. But oh, look, I changed mugs. This is my +6 mug of intimidation. The +9 one says, "Don't fuck with me until coffee." The kid's not here, so I can swear. I try not to swear so much when she's sitting next to me doing her schoolwork. Plus, if the school overhears, they're like, "What is going on in that house? Why is someone swearing so much?" Because I was a sailor. That's why. All right, so I can do this. I don't need that tab. Save little resources. Okay, you hear the music, you hear me. I don't hear the music. A+. I was U.S. Navy, DD-963, USS Spruance, first in its class, destroyer. It was a destroyer. Way, way long ago. A long, long time ago. On a ship so far away. It's decommissioned now, I found out. There, now I can hear. See, if I turn that up, then you too can hear it. But if I turn that down, then you can't hear it. Perfect. All right. The Chief Justice. Bullshit, the Chief Justice is nonpartisan. There's going to be a lot of background swearing about something you guys aren't listening to. Just so you know. Just so you know. All right, Incarnate. You're welcome. That's why I feel like I have the right to talk about things like treason and traitors and stuff, because, I've went and, we weren't in really any danger. We were in the Caribbean from 91 to 93, counter-narcotics operations mostly. I have my hat around here somewhere that has all my medals and ribbons and stuff. I agree. Especially when you give a dude 4 hours to talk, and then he's going to use it and not even talk about anything for like a half hour or an hour. At one point I was like, did he take a bunch of high school poli-sci papers, cram them together, and that was his opening statement? Because that's what it sounded like. I have to move because I hate the neighbors. They drop F-bombs and swear at your kids and tell them to shut up all the time, and that is not an environment I want to raise my daughter in. And so April, I'm trying to find an apartment for April 1st. The Bayview neighborhood is really cool. I just dropped the thing in Bayview Dads, and all the dads are like, "Well, keep an eye open for signs and stuff." And I was like, "Fuck this guy." Okay, so I have a map, so I can open Incarnate, or I can show Incarnate. Where is my browsers? Should be right there. I wanted to find this automatically. Window title must match. Window, otherwise, first window, find window the same execution. What's that do? Nothing. It did nothing. It crashed OBS. No, it didn't. It just paused. Oh yeah, the music's really loud. I turned it up way too loud. Sorry. Welcome to the show, everybody. There, that should be better, yeah. I had it up really loud just because I wasn't paying attention. Oh my god, now the mouse is gone. Oh my god, everything froze up. And go. And go. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to turn this off. Why did the window go dark? Why did the window go black? Can you see me? Technical difficulties. I think it's a processor usage issue right now. Oh man, like I can't see anything. I can't see any windows. What if I Control-Alt-Delete so I can get to a task manager? Hello, other computer. No, it's, interesting. Okay, so it's not showing me a task manager. Doesn't want to Control-Alt-Delete and give me some stuff. What is going on? The mouse is frozen. Let's see what it looks like on stream, if anything. Oh, the mouse moved. Oh, the mouse disappeared. Oh, the sound stopped. Uh-oh. Oh, whoa. Is it coming back? It's coming back? Aha! There we go. Task manager. He's not the president, you fucking morons. He's not the president anymore. There's only one president of the United States. Oh, it's like a i5 second gen or third gen. I need like a whole new motherboard. I have pieces of a system in PC Parts Picker, but I don't have the $900 to buy the parts. $800. I just got a new camera. This camera right here. And I have a GTX 1080. I don't know. I just got it. I could look, I suppose. Here, now I'm just going to listen to the impeachment on my Surface, and then that'll offload processing from the main computer, and then I'll just unplug these headphones. Appears if you hear a little bit of it, right? I'll keep it turned low. The microphone's really good at cutting out noise right now, so. Here, I'll tell you what the stats on the machine are. I know I need a new one because it's like from when I lived on Superior, which is like before Leanna was born, so that's now like, I don't know, 12 years ago. With a laptop. Well, we already had two presidents once. That didn't work out so good for the other side, did it? What do you mean, like a new? Like I just need to not put everything on the main computer. Like if I'm going to listen to something privately, personally, I just put it on the Surface because I have this really fancy Surface tablet with keyboard. Thank you, grad school. Thank you, grad school. All right, this PC properties. Okay, so it's an i7 2600 at 3.4 gigahertz. There's 12 gigs of RAM. It's Windows 10 64-bit, and the graphics card is, yeah, I want, right, flying cars or Mad Max. Ooh, that would be an interesting card game or something to make, like board game, like You Guide History. Will it be flying cars or Mad Max? Oh, the new card is a GeForce GTX 1660 Super. And I thought that would be cool for doing a lot of stuff I do, and it really sped up Photoshop and InDesign, which I probably have those open in the background chewing up resources. They are a little bit. So it's but it's hit or miss sometimes. Okay, so well, yeah, I'm not playing DOS games on it. I need some beef. But the processor is the problem because it's a second generation and now they're on like 10th generation. And to go up to like even an 8th generation, I need a new motherboard and then the new CPU and then probably faster RAM. i7 2600 3.4 gigahertz second generation. Hey, chill out. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you? It's still super cold here. I did manage to pull the battery out of the car so I could bring it in and charge it, and I left it in the kitchen, so if it exploded, it just took out the kitchen. Because the car hasn't started for over a week now, so. Oh my god, what happened to the map? Where's the map? No, go back. There's supposed to be land there. I saw you got your shirt today. Yeah, I saw the image. All right, there we are. There's Incarnate right there. Is it fitting on the screen? Yeah, it's perfect. You don't need to see that little bit at the top. Nothing ever goes on there. Okay, so back in the day when we were first forming Two Old Guys Games, and by back in the day I mean November of 2019. Yeah, the Surface was well worth it just to offload a bunch of like reading and writing for school and stuff. So, it's one of the best buys I've done recently. Though it is a kind of fuckwit sometimes, and it doesn't like to. I don't have to log in to watch the trial. Fuck you. You're C-SPAN, goddammit. You're supposed to give me that shit free. No, I'm not signing in. I was just watching it. I'll go to NPR. Don't make me do it. I got it on maybe like a Black Friday deal or something, and I think I paid around $1,000. But for a super lightweight tablet / laptop, I can either type, because I got the case with the keyboard, right? So I can either type, but then I can pull the keyboard off and just have the Surface when I'm reading a bunch of PDFs for school or something. I think I paid $1,000 total. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, now C-SPAN's like, no, go ahead. We want you to watch this impeachment trial. I don't think they should be able to say...
President independent of Congress, the central goal of the founding fathers.
All right, do you guys hear this? Oh yeah, a little bit. Now do you hear it? All right, well I don't need to be plugged in there. I can just plug in the headphones here. Perfect. I don't know why I gave you guys a thumbs up. Thumbs up, Surface. Okay. So, I'm gonna blow this up a little bit here. Okay, so before we founded Two Old Guys Games, which was like February of last year, what a great time to found a company that relied on like conventions and stuff. We talked about a bunch of projects that we were going to do, and one of them was we were going to try a Patreon where every week we put out an adventure. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I can't do that. How am I going to put out... I mean, I could. It would just be grad school and DM prep. Yeah. It's all kinds of craziness going on here. Oh, talk about grad school. Like, the teacher was like, oh, I put the wrong readings up. Here's the new readings, and they're due tomorrow. And I was like, what? That's not cool. I got your message, Service. And, sure. Okay, so we were going to do a weekly, we were going to do a Patreon, and every week I would put out a piece of an adventure, and they would tell a story over the course of a year, and that would be one series, and then the next year we would go on to something else. And then we got onto other things, and we obviously published a whole bunch of stuff last year, I think 7 products. Which is pretty good. We had a really successful Kickstarter in February, March, and the end of that was GaryCon last year, which went virtual, which made it really hard for some of those tiers where I was supposed to give people stuff and run games for them in person. We got it all sorted out for the most part, but this idea kind of fell away to the wayside of this this broad sweeping weekly thing that I had already done tons of work on. I have like I can even show you. I have, so I had a map. Can I just drag and drop images onto OBS? I've never tried this. Twitch was just like drag and drop this button on and it'll make a new source. And I was like, really? So that was pretty cool. Which of course then I don't have that source on this overlay. I didn't do anything with this overlay. I just threw it out there. I was like, okay, good. Okay, so I have a bunch of work that I did on this project, which was going to be this long, year-long story with weekly adventures, so people could just take it, read it, play it, and then next week I would have another one, and then like every Friday we would put one out, and hopefully the idea would be like over time people would come in, build up the Patreon, and then they would have this back body of work that they could pull in and start the story at various times, and I would always be 6 weeks ahead. And that I started doing like timing on how long does it take me to create this stuff? How long does it take me to do this? How long does it take me to do that? Why can't I find this damn thing? Oh, I know, it's and one of the things that I did, as a matter of fact, Jasmine played through the first adventure. Cerebus. And so I made, can I do this? Can I do this? No, I won't do that, huh? Okay, can I do copy location? Then I don't have to open up Windows Explorer and it might not crash OBS. Copy properties. Here, and I want this. Oh no, that's just location. Oh, I can do it. Okay, I'm gonna make an image. It was the one with the tornado racer, if you heard about it. Oh, in grad school, I'm going for my master's in education. Next semester is my last semester where I should be doing student teaching. I don't know that I'm ever gonna do 40 hours. I don't think I'm ever going to teach full time. What I'm going to do is keep teaching people how to play RPGs and stuff, and then maybe turn that into a PhD, talking about how the RPGs help kids build social skills and problem solving and critical thinking. And a couple other people have done it, so I'll have to put my own twist on it, and maybe it's blah, blah, blah during the pandemic. Maybe that's my thesis. Okay, so if I do, okay, this might crash OBS. I've been having problems with Windows Explorer crashing OBS. Hopefully it won't. Like, don't push the button. Okay, boom, we got it. We got it. Okay, whoa, that map is really huge. So this is one of the first maps I made in, you can see I'm kind of reworking it, as a matter of fact, right now. Okay. So this is, that's too big. So this is the map of Tubaluk, a country I made where this whole 52-week adventure would take place. And then on top of that, oh yeah. If I, that's how do I, like, that's getting to a specific disorder that I don't think I'm qualified to talk about yet. I would have to, I don't know that I could do a PhD on it because I don't have a psych degree to begin with. I don't know that I could, but I would do it from like an education standpoint and talk about like, make a curriculum with role playing in it, and these are the things that you teach then that aren't normally being taught in school right now. Because right now, primary school teaches you to follow the rules and listen to the teacher, and And rarely is it like, think for yourself and do this stuff. Now, Montessori is a little different, and a couple others are a little different. But for the most part, it's like, fill out this worksheet, do this assignment, do this. It's not like create. And the really interesting thing I found in the master's program for education is that assessments from a performance or a production standpoint, as opposed to here, take this test, here, take this quiz, more like help the kids build a portfolio of things that they have achieved academically through primary and high school. So then when they go to college and the college says, well, show us your transcripts, they can say, okay, but also here's a multimedia portfolio of my biggest achievements in school from 8th grade through high school. And that, I think, would be cool. That would be a great way to choose who goes to college, especially if it's for free. Right, because the school system, the public school system, I'm a product of the school system, but I've always been a free thinker. But the school systems themselves are designed to get people ready for factory work. So schools are factories pumping out products that go to factories to make other products. That's not the way that it should be. So, and I already did a research paper on that specific factory school to factory work type thing. There's nothing wrong with working in a factory. It's just that the school systems aren't educating students to succeed in, like, without the pandemic, all this stuff that my daughter knows how to do on her Chromebook and Zoom and Google Hangouts and everything, they would never teach that to a first grader. You wouldn't learn that till like 6th grade, 7th grade. And by then you've already kind of found it. Yes, output workers from the school system. So, okay, so Tubaluke. Y'all stop distracting me. We're having deep, meaningful conversations when I should be building a fantasy world. Okay, so this is Tubaluke. Some say it looks like Ohio. I can see the resemblance. Especially with this, I don't know. Anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking Tubaluke and I'm shrinking it down, and it'll be this. Oh, look, it almost lines up. Look at that. That's fantastic. There it is. Oh, there it is, kind of. Right there. So you can kind of see where Tubaluke fits into this whole continent. Like that, sort of. Right there. Okay, so right, so it kind of fits in right sort of there. Actually, that's pretty close to where it fits in. So what I'm doing is I'm fleshing out all of the rest of the continent now, because I have a gazetteer full of information about, oh, I can close Task Manager, full of information about a lot of the rest of the continent. So Tubaluke has a problem. Their formerly elected leader is now a tyrannical dictator. Now remember, I wrote this way back in, well, 2019. But he's been there for 100 years, and no one's sure how this has happened. And that's part of the first 52-week adventure. So for another project that I'm working on, I'm going to take these and I'm going to adapt them to 3-hour tales. Two Old Guys Games has published several adventures called 2-hour tales for DCC, with DCC being a simpler rules system, not including skills and attacks of opportunity and feats and multi-classing and all that stuff. You can tell a 3-scene adventure in 2.5 hours. Ziggurat of the Megamaiden, our copper best-selling adventure on DriveThruRPG and 2oggames.com, is a great example of that. I think the pinnacle of my 2-hour tales work. So, for a new project, I'm going to make 3-hour tales. Some of them will be ported versions of the 2-hour tales from DCC to 5th edition. Other stuff will be brand new content in 5th edition. So for the first adventure, what I want to do is take Ziggurat of the Megamaiden, the pinnacle of the 2-hour and turn it into the pinnacle of the 3-hour tale. And so part of doing that, as I was building in some role playing and stuff, which you just kind of do in DCC, it's rarely incorporated so densely as it is in like D&D and other systems, is that I had to place the ziggurat somewhere in the universe, in the multiverse, in the infoverse. And I decided, because I was gonna follow up ziggurat with here's an announcement. There's gonna be a sequel to Ziggurat of the Mega Maiden. It's probably gonna be called Running with the Demon Seed. If you've played Ziggurat of the Mega Maiden, you kind of know the story. And the sequel will be slightly disjointed. You got to do time. Bert Isla, this guy I know that runs amazing RPGs, does this really great time jump thing where he's like, we're just going to skip over all this kind of not semi-interesting but boring stuff because there's not a lot of story in there. We're going to go just back to the next story scene. Speaking of him, everyone in chat might know him as Steam, Steel, and Murder. Badoosh. Played no game, Bert. You got to work on that stream information stuff so we can pull it and promote you. I'm gonna do another time skip into lore dump. Sort of, not really. On the Tuesday night first edition game we play on Steam, Steel, and Murder, right? It's not on Notorious DMG. It's on your channel. Oh, today's Tuesday. Later, we'll be playing this game. That we just did this. We had a really cool thing going, and then there was kind of a time jump, and we got somewhere else. What was I talking about? Oh, so Ziggurat's going to have a sequel. Ziggurat of Mega Maiden's going to have a sequel, probably called Running with the Demon Seed, because Mega Maiden was based on Megadeth and Iron Maiden, and Running with the Devil is a really great song, and so I thought I would change it to Running with the Demon Seed, not get Van Halen suing me, and then if we go to print with them, and now this is a total secret, everybody, don't tell everybody, tell everybody. If we go to print with them, they're going to be albums. Regular old album size things. They're just going to be like slip covers with books in them and no album, but maybe a fold out map or something. And so I've started planning it. I know what the trilogy of adventures is. I'm gonna have to go get the power charger for my Surface here in just a minute. So Ziggurat of the Mega Maiden, Running with the Demon Seed, whatever the third one is, which I already have outlined. Oh yeah, you about the album size of the adventures, because that's so. Yeah, you could put them in your vinyl display. Absolutely, hang them on the wall. Get some really cool. If we do that, we'll also get really cool art made for it, because a lot of the art in Ziggurat is stock, except for the creatures who were made for a really great guy on Twitter called Lumen, that we had do a bunch of art for us, and it's I'm gonna get his link. Lumen Arts. I think it's on Twitter. Lumen Arts. Is it with a Z? No, that's the other one. He's the one with an S, I think. He's the one with a... I'm just gonna look him up. Lumen. He's a great artist. Oh, see, it is with a Z. Here he is. There's an underscore. This is the artist that we use. Great rates, excellent work. He did a bunch of creatures for us across a couple things already. Really great stuff. He's working on another one, or he started on another one for one of the other adventures. And I'm nothing but pleased with the work that he's done for us. So, okay. So to change Ziggurat to 5e and build role-playing elements, I have to put it somewhere in the world. That somewhere in the world is going to end up being somewhere over here. So if you look at that, if I blow this map up, oops, there's a couple features here and here. I'm going to put it just off the left into this disputed lands area. Oh, you want to see an example of his art? Okay, I will flip this image as soon as I'm done. So I think just to the top left, kind of probably where the frozen expanses meet the disputed lands, but a little further over into Pishpek. It's going to be where the ziggurat is, this wasteland area where you wouldn't normally go. You know, like, where do you put a ziggurat if you want to have ritualistic sacrifice and then maybe bring forth the end of the world? Somewhere nobody's going to go, of course. So if I turn that off, so it's going to end up being like, I have to fix this map, but it's going to end up being like, it can be like right here or something, because this map or this range is probably going to come up this way. I might just, oh, what I might do is like, say this mountain range actually goes this way here, and then all this will get erased, and then like here will be where the ziggurat is. Because if I do that, then it leads right into the other stuff I want to do, like running with the demon seed. So part 3 is called let me see, I have it here somewhere. We did a little work talking about like okay. It's in Album Adventures. Okay, I can't find the third title right now. But they'll all be like album covers. Well, album slip covers, and then either the book will be inside, and you'll open up the slip cover, and that'll be the map. The thing I thought about would be really cool is if it's an album cover with the it opens up like that. That's your DM screen for the game, and then if I put all the tables and stuff that you need on the inside, and the map is just a pull-out thing. Oh. See, all kinds of options. All kinds of options. So that's what's going to happen maybe someday. The problem is I'm doing the writing, the map making, the layout, and stuff like that, and it's all time consuming, and sometimes depressing. Okay, let's see if I can show you a piece of Lumen's work that we got from him. Boop. It's not in there. It's in. Oh yeah. No. Yes. Here, I'll show you. This one. Here's a piece of art that he did for us. Look at that. There. That's a piece of art that Lumen did for us. Lumen Arts. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my charger for the Surface. Okay. Yeah, so this really great stuff. He did that one for us. I'll show you another piece, and then I'm going to get working. Back up here and go to... No. It was... Oh, it was Skarnaskis art. Here. Whoa. There you go. You can a nice look at the detail on this one. So because these were DCC stuff, we just asked them for black and white images. But you can see like how nice the graphic is. What are they voting on? Is it constitutional to try a former president? Oh, 56-44 is the vote right now. That's it. 90, that's 100. 56, the ayes have it. Of course it is. If it wasn't, it would be ridiculous. 56. That means 6 Republicans voted yes. I can't believe 44 said no. Six 44. 44 senators said it's not constitutional to try a former president, which is funny because it doesn't say in the impeachment clause that they have to be in office to be impeached. So, whatever. All right, back onto this map. So I'm going to get onto this map here. That's really large. I don't need that much space. I need, if that's open and this is open over here, then I need that much space. So I need... It's weird, like no matter which side of the window you drag, it always moves it on the right in OBS. So, okay. Okay, they're going to adjourn the impeachment trial till tomorrow. All right. They have adjourned after 44 senators voted that it was not constitutional. All right, now you're going to yap in my ears, so I'm going to turn you off. Okay. And now I can flip go back to settings. And then I can hear the music. Settings, sound. So the goal is so there's other areas that are going to be explored, and there's other countries mentioned in the Tuvalu adventures and the Gazetteer. Oops. There we go. And so what I want to do is put all the countries on the continent, because I just kind of had a loose understanding in my head, like this is where Tuvalu is, and this is where you know, Pishpek and the other countries are. So, and I'm going to save this. And then maybe what I can do is import Tuvalu. Ah, yes. Because I exported Tuvalu as an image, I can import it as an image and then put it on this map and then just delete it later when I don't need it. Brilliant. Okay, so you're like, but how do you do that, Chris? That's a cool thing. Stop freaking out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into stamp tool. Oh, right, and then F to open up the the stamp catalog, and then up here is upload your custom stamp. Yes, I want to upload my custom stamp, which is really just a map I already made, and then I'll just shrink it down. And it's in game dev folder, Patreon stuff, Tubeluke, chapter 1, the DM's map. Boom. And it's going to say, okay, here's your thing. Is that what you want it to look like? And I'm going to say, no, I want it bigger. No, I want it really big. So I want it that big, because then I'm going to fit that into over there. So save the stamp. Realm of Tubeluke DM map. Yep, that's fine. It's not going to be a permanent thing. I'm just going to delete it later. What I'll do is I'll show you. Why talk about it when I can? Why talk when I can show? Right. So Tubeluke is right about there, and I'm going to undo that because I don't want it to be 100%. Oh, can I just change the opacity now? Then delete. All right. Here we go. Opacity. I'm going to shrink it down to 50 because I want to see what's underneath. Okay. And now it's a stamp. Now I can play with it. So I can just kind of like shrink it down and be like, how big is Tubeluke? Is Tubeluke this big? I think it's a little bigger. It's actually tilted like this, isn't it? Yes, it is. So then it's going to be a little larger. Oh, it's really close. See, I made this second one freehand. This continent map, I just kind of made it freehand. So what I'm going to do is try to get it to line up. And then I'm going to just edit the continent map to match this map. All right, that looks pretty close. Yep, see that brown line? See this brown line right here where I said that's probably where the mountains are going to go? When you look at when I line it up right there, I'm going to move it in a little more. Right, it's really close to that line there. Right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock that because I don't want to keep picking it up and moving it. And then I'm just going to shape the continent to match. So I'm going to go over to add. I'm going to zoom into here because it's a little off here. So add, yada, yada, boop. And just try to get it to sort of make a smaller thing here. Make a way smaller thing here. I don't like that 8. Isn't that cool? All right. And then I can go into subtract and do the same thing. 18, 3. Oh, not 1. That'll do. And we'll just get rid of all this stuff that doesn't kind of match up with the original Tubeluke. New Dam. I love that place. All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty close, right? Oh, and who's to say that it doesn't have like this funky bay or something down here? So I'm gonna just keep working on the outline of this map right now. Maybe trim some of this off. You can see I had gone over it with a larger feature size of 8, and now I'm fine-tuning the map here a little bit. I think I want to cut that off. Oh, some islands there. But I don't like the shape of those islands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like a range of islands, like right there. I don't like that it's off the map. Oh, it's pretty close. So again, I'm going to go in, but I'm going to get like a 12 with a feature size of 3. And then I'm just going to go and break up these islands. Oh, I like it. I'm going to get rid of this island right here because we can't see the end of it. There we go. So there's like some barrier islands. Kind of what I did on a map for Chill Out recently. Okay, so we're just going to go keep doing some adding here to kind of suss out this. Oh, there. So you can see I already did some of the work over there. Now you hold down space and you can move the map without having to go into. See how this lights up right here when I hold down space? That's a time saver right there. And then I'm just gonna I'm gonna make more of this up here because I want it to be, I want the frozen expanses to be pretty huge. But again, I don't like it off the map, so I'm gonna delete some right there. Subtract right there. There might be something up there, we just don't know. I want it to fit on the map. All right, and I can see another place. I'm gonna cut some out. I want to have like a big thing here. Oops. I'm gonna have like a big thing here, like a, yeah. Oh, I like that. Now that I did that, I have like a, cut it in there. There's like a weird little bay. Just, oh, that was, I didn't want to add. I wanted like a big Hudson Bay sort of thing going. Yeah, sure. There's some islands in there. Boom, boom, and then bloop, bloop. Oh, do I tie all of my worlds together suddenly in one map? No, because that one's not frozen. I'm gonna zoom in really fast here, do some fine detail. So I'm gonna get down to like a 2 pixel because I don't want those there. I don't want those to be together. See how that looks. I don't like how big that one is, or that one. That's too busy. Oh, all right, fine. It's too busy. It's funny because the feature size is bigger than the pixel size I'm going for. So I have to, just gonna add a big chunk there. I might actually just leave that. Looks like a volcanic crater of some sort. Well, so I have this map. Let's see if I can show you on screen. So I have this map, which is where a bunch of the kids' D&D stuff takes place, somewhere in this world. And it's kind of been, there's a couple unpublished 2 OG adventures that take place in there as well. And so I thought I could still put it literally anywhere. Oops. Oh, that's cool, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe I will, and then I'll just freeze it over. Forgot to hold down shift. I mean, I could put it kind of anywhere. I call it the Wizard Sea because there's a mountain in there. But I think I'm just going to morph it in this world into this. Was it a meteor strike? We don't know. Definitely chewed a chunk of land out, though. And then maybe over time it filled up with water and just ran out. Something like that. I might subtract a little more here. I do like that little, having this little leg of a thing here. So I might shrink this down and just be like, there's like a alcove. Yeah, there, like a big Hudson Bay thing up there. Okay, so now the coast pretty much represents the original map. Shrink this down a little. I want to just get as close to that original as I can. Oh, I gotta make a couple islands. It's gonna go right back to where it was, wasn't it? Isn't it? Okay, fine. I'm gonna do this. There's an island here, and there's an island here. There. Now I can go in, shrink this down, and say, you're right, there is an island there. But it's not connected to the mainland. Good enough. A little too large of an island there. There we go. Oh man, that's like dead on. Why doesn't this other one want to play well? It's like everywhere but where I want it to go. Fine, do it that way. Now come in and subtract. I want to subtract just that much. All right, now I want to add just that much. No, now you tied them together again. All right, clearly I put that map, that island too close to the mainland. Oh. Better. Best. Living my best world right there. That's it. No, don't. Rage erase. Rage erase. When you get mad at your world for not playing nicely. Okay, I'm just going to shift the island a little. There it is. I shifted the island a little. It's fine. Okay, and then down here, I want to cut in just a little bit. That's good. Can I get rid of that? Sure can. Can I add right here, right here? Nope, add. I just want to add like right there. Oh, yeah. And damn. New damn. Subtract a little bit right here. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so now I know where Tubalik is on the map, right? So now I can start filling in all this stuff that I had. Each of these hexes was 25 miles. So, all right, so I can go into the brush and get the snow, make sure that softness and opacity are up, all the way up, and then I'm gonna just brush over the stuff that now falls into the frozen wastes. As a matter of fact, all of this is frozen wastes. But like I said, this mountain range is going to move, so. And then I'm going to put that cliff edge on to give it the glacier effect. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to wipe out all these mountains because they're in the wrong place. Badoosh. Badoosh. Surprisingly, there was like one mountain that was in the right spot. Oh, these are okay. I'm going to leave these here. It's just going to go up a little further. Okay, and then I'm going to fix these later. So if I look, there's this big dwarven statue up here on this massive mountain. So I'm going to work on that one first because I know that plays a part in the story. And I want to make sure that I have that. And now it looks like it's one of the brown snowy mountains. Oh. F. Mountains. I think it's one of these. Yeah, it's got to be this one. Nope, it's not that one. It's, It's entirely possible that the mountains changed because it was a long time ago when I made this map, like I said. Maybe it's in Fantasy Regional Classic. Here, let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Is it this one? Nope, it's that other one. It's that first one I thought it was. This is it, right there. Right? Like if I shrink that down. See? There we go. And then it's like a fairly realistic representation of the original Tubalik. Okay, so now I know which maps I'm using. So I have to go to... Oh, I know what I have to do. I have to go back to O. And then I'm just going to do random stamp here. So it'll automatically use all 12 of these. I'm going to shrink them down in size because that one was a pretty massive mountain. You can see how fine of a scale I'm working on here. Hope they don't get smaller than 10, huh? All right, so what does... Now if I go into objects, I can find that stamp that I brought in. Oh, there it was. here. So you can unlock it, and then you can grab that thing and turn down its, so I can see what it looks like. Huh? I like it. I think those mountains look all right. Oh, they tapered down at the bottom there. So I'm just going to take, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these mountains down here and delete them. And then I'm just going to find some other mountains that might not be as snowy peaked. Actually, I think that's okay. D and E. Okay. D. I'm just going to take these. I'm just going to grab these mountains here. Oh, control. Yeah, it's control. Adds them together. And I'm just going to shrink them down a bit because it wouldn't let me make a smaller stamp. See, I missed a couple. That's all right. I'll control them and I'll shrink them all. I'm going to shrink that one down. And then, so they're like really big mountains towards the top, and then they get a little smaller. And then I'm just going to take those small ones and control V, CV. Oops, I missed those. There we go. So I want the mountains to go down a little further. Okay, now let's see what it looks like with that stamp. Realm of Tube Luke. Oh, I accidentally moved it. That's why I locked it down before. It goes right. See why I made that one like the same size? So I can just. Oh, it's perfect. See, there's like a mountain right there. And then when I fade out, it's still there. It's not the exact same mountain, but it's all right. Because it gives me an idea of where everything else is. Now I can lock that so it's not, I don't move it. No, I literally just locked you. Oh, because I didn't unclick. See, now I can't click it. What is that? What am I moving? What's that? Oh, there's another one. Oh, and then of course I locked the wrong one. Locked, go away. There, now I can't grab it. Okay, but what I need to drop its translucence, its opacity. Raise its translucence, technically. What is going on there? How many of these are there? Okay, you go away. Now where's the other one? Oh, because probably when I copied and pasted the mountains earlier. All right, I'm still pretty pleased with how that turned out. So then there's the High Barrens is like this dry, this high arid area because the mountains are kind of warping the weather patterns and stuff. And so, all right, keep it like right there. Okay, now lock that down. Where are you? There you are. Locked. Make sure there's no more of them floating around. Nope. Okay, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of those mountains and right click and lock, so I don't accidentally pick any of them up and move them either. All right. So there's like a kind of natural border here that happened with the Edaphic Salba. The Edaphic Salba used to be this giant lake called the God's Eye, I think. Because in the middle of it, when you looked, all you saw was the sky reflected in the calm waters. And so it looked like you just saw water. You just saw the sky, I mean, everywhere. What's it called? Geography. So the size of Tuvalu is like 93,600 square miles. So basically Oregon or the UK in size. And then the Barrier Chasm, the Adalphic Saba has become a savanna because of it being a lake, and then something happened and all the water drained out. And what happened was this, it's hard to read on the stream, but this barrier chasm opened up for some reason, and all the water in the Saba drained out. So now the Adalphic Saba is like a big inland sea, or it was. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to subtract land here to kind of get an idea of how big it was, and then sort it out later. So all of this at one point was a lake. We're going to go through like the geological history of the area. It's got to be at least that big. I never really imagined how big it might be, but I think it's gonna be like that big. It might even go a little further. Not sure I like that shape. What if I make it like this? Build it out a little there, a little right there. There's going to be like, oh, it's got to be a little further than that, as a matter of fact, because the disputed camp right there. So I think all the disputed lands are going to be part of the former Edaphic Salba. So, oops. So I'm going to fill this all back in. Fill this all back in. So like at one point, the reason they're disputed now, I think, is because it used to be the other side of this massive lake, and that country was, the country over there was like, okay, we have this, you have that, yada yada. There's a place like this called Lake Ohrid in the Balkans, which has a very similar deal. And what it is there's like 3 or 4 companies, 3 or 4 countries. Here you go. Oh, it's only 2. It's the other lake over here that has 3. If you look, there's 3 different, Prespa has 3 different countries claiming part of it, right? So then when you zoom out, you're like, oh, there's Albania, and there's Macedonia, and here's Greece, and they all have a chunk of this. So what happens is the question of the Adalphic Salba. The Edaphic Salba is what happens if that lake drains, right? Then where does everybody's border line end or begin? And so I answer that question with now it's a war. So they're having a war over all of this area over on this edge. You can see that Tuvalu has built a border wall, and there's like they call it disputed camp, and it's like the entry point into the country, because if you look over here, it's all wasteland right here, and then there's this barrier chasm. The barrier chasm is what opened up and all the water drained out. So now the question is, what's in that chasm? What happened down there when all this water drained out? Because that's a ton of water. How much water would that be? Gallons of water in Lake Michigan. Just as an example, since it's 6 blocks away from me. 400 billion gallons. Wait. According to, oh no, it holds 1 quadrillion gallons of water. It's so vast that you would need to drain 400 billion gallons to lower it 1 inch. Aha. So now we know how much water drained into the Underdark. Can you imagine what havoc it wreaked there? So let's see. People in society, major population centers. All right. So, 200-mile military boundary disputed territory on the western edge, the disputed lands, the former Edaphic Salba, the God's Eye, now Edaphic Salba, Savannah. And then there's 2 border walls that are being built to close off the western border. So they're trying to wall it off and keep, they fought a war, they made progress, now they're trying to build a wall to keep it. And then along the south edge, there's right down here, there's like this, they call it the trackless, which is this really dense jungle that sort of got wiped out when the, okay, so it sort of got wiped out when the lake drained. So I'm going to say that it went a little further there. Just make sure it doesn't look like, it looks like a dude's head, like a duck bill or something. I'm gonna add some land here. Yeah, we're gonna say they're aiming to take over. Oops. I'm gonna build it out a little bit there. Give it a little more character. So that's where the Salba, that's where the God's Eye was. Yeah, I'm good with that. I don't mind it. It doesn't offend my senses. I don't know if it's like, I'm just gonna trim it up a little. Maybe it goes up a little more this way. It went up a little more this way. I want to give it some character, right? No, I don't want that. That part has to have been underwater. Oh, I just had an idea. What if it was sort of shaped like an eye? Like it would be like that and like that. But I don't like that. That's too regular. So I'm going to go Control Z. And Control Z. I'm just going to rough up this here, this bottom a little bit. Okay, so that's what the Edaphic Salba looked like at one point. Okay, now I can just go into the brush and hit background and turn it into this kind of brown wasteland, which is actually the name of the brush that I'm going to use. Wasteland. This one right here. This is what the Edaphic Salba looks like. And now I can just fill that in. See, I'm okay with it having that border, that line, because it's supposed to. It's a dry lake bed. Oh, but I gotta fix something right there. So I gotta go into here and do some adding, because you see there's supposed to be land right here. There's like a cliff edge right there. But the rest is okay. I think the rest I can keep. Just trying to make sure it doesn't look like anything, you know. Clearly there's going to be like a river that ran out of it from here, probably down to the coast. Oh, and definitely through here, because there should be a river running through to right here. So there's like a, so I can do that now, since I've already got it. Subtract, I'm going to make it really small. Maybe even smaller than that. 3. So there's like a river that runs here. And then there's like a river that runs there. I like it. It's not really a river anymore, right? Because there's no water coming out of it. So it's going to be all... Softness is 0. Oh. And opacity is 1. So now it should be like something like that. I'll figure that out in a second. And this one came to a cliff. So there's just like a groove there, but that's too thick. I don't like that. I gotta fix that. I'm gonna add, I'm gonna shrink it down real small. Just be like, it was just a little river. Just a little river. Just a little river. I just gotta... Okay, that's good. This one I might leave. I think it's all right. It's just like a depressed terrain feature that I can work on brushing in later. And then I can always remove. How can I do that? I'll have to sort that out later. All right, so I've kind of got the natural boundaries of Tuvalu here. We've got this, there's this like large edge right here that I'll just build some cliffs out of, and then this whole area. And then up here, they used to be, their boundary used to be the wall or the mountains, but they pushed into the high barrens, and now they own part of this here. I'm going to go here and add just a little bit right here. I have made a lot of changes. Save my 246 changes. I'll be right back.
One new notification from Reminder, Slaughter Plants, February 9th, 11:30 a.m.
Okay, let's see here. All right, so the mountains look good. I can start working on the proper coloring of the map again now. So Tuvalu, I think, was this brighter green. It might even be too bright. Might be this one. There's like a... I'm gonna get rid of all this right here. This should all be green. Softness 0, opacity 1. Oh, I'm on the wrong map. That's why it's not working. See, now it's just instantly gone. Just right there. And then I'll just go back in with the white. And I'll fill in the large areas. And then I'm going to go back in with the softer brush and give it kind of that wispy, snowy look. Okay, so now I got that in. So then I can go in back in with like a 50% opacity and like a 50 softness and just kind of, and so it looks like snow has kind of come down from the glacier. Just gonna brush it like I'm gonna do a lot of, oh, see, I have frozen ice up there. So there must be a frozen lake up there. So awesome. Let's build that frozen lake. F ice, 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 baby. Do 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 do. I kind of like this one. Let's see if this is the one I used before. Yep, probably. All right, so we're gonna say that there's like a there's like a partly frozen dildo. That looks like a penis. Don't draw a penis. Don't draw a penis. Damn it, I drew a penis. I have a great teaching story that I tell about that, where I had to draw, oops, that should be, I had to draw like a guy with a scuba diver. We were talking about scuba diving terminology, and I had to draw a scuba diver with a spear gun. Don't draw penis, don't draw penis, don't draw penis. Draw on the board, turn around, talk. The students are laughing. Look back. Looks like a penis. There, we'll just put a little wispiness over that. Okay, I gotta put some mountains up. These mountains are actually good. I need to connect those mountains. So what I think I might do is just grab these. Oh, did I must have locked them. How am I gonna find them? It's not that one. This one? Nope. Aha. Go up, 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 up. Ah, this one. And this one. See, it faintly outlines them when you get there. So now I can grab them and like, but now they don't really match this aesthetic. So I'm going to delete them. And this one, where's that one? And then I'm going to put in new mountains. Whoa, I kind of feel like God. Right? Just delete mountains. I'm just crushing mountains with a click of my finger. Mountain be gone. All right, I can do some, nope, I can do some brushwork here because that uncovered some around there. Just cover this all up. Now bring that back down, bring this back down. Okay, this is all going to be, I like the kind of arc of mountains, like kind of spine of the world thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, oh, not softness, 0. Like this is all going to be snowy area. Yep. And then maybe there's like an intermediate zone. And then I think I'm going to move all those mountains down. I've found, I think that you gotta, if you don't blend it right, it's never gonna look natural. So this doesn't look natural to me even yet. So I'm gonna jack this up and put the softness down a little bit, and then like, see, soften that line there. But now I think it's encroaching too much on the rest of the map. And so now I'm gonna come back up here and be like, I'm going to say that right there is going to be the cutoff of the glacier. Actually, I want, it's the wrong color, but whatever. something has to happen that this... What I was doing is I was looking at a map of the world. This one. And I was trying to figure out, like, how to... Why is there... Like, I know some of this desert area here in North America is because of the mountains stopping rain, like the Rocky Mountains. But then here, there's no mountains... and weather is usually coming straight across, but the equator is right here. So, and there's kind of a band of, if you look in that same southern latitude as the northern latitude, there's a band. So it must be something with the way the winds and the weather patterns happen. And then as I was looking, I was like, hey, what's that? I want to go check that out. It's got to be like, that's India. I don't know, might be like up by Kyrgyzstan or the other one. Let's go look. Maps.google.com. All right, hello America. Goodbye America. So it's gotta be like right here, right? Right here, it's this. What's this? What is this? Look at it on the map. Here, we'll open this map again. Look at, what is that? Looks like a giant dry lake bed. That's gotta be it. They just built roads around it? Like, what is it? Let's check out the satellite. Now I'm like super fascinated. Oh my god, that is it. It's totally it. See it? It's so big you see it from space. Maybe. So what is it? It's just a desert? I mean, from the topography, it does look like it was a lake. Like water came down from the mountains here, formed a lake basin, and then drained this way, right? Yeah, it's definitely what it looks like. But then... where'd the water go? Here's all kinds of weird water and features around the edge. Where'd the water go? Xinjiang. Xinjiang. Oh, see, it is right by Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. I knew it. I was like, it's got to be like right there. So what the hell is it? Fascinated. And Mongolia. Mongolia is like right there. Hotan Prefecture. Okay, let's look up Hotan Prefecture. It's located in the Zungaria region, southeastern, right. Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, bordered on Tibet, yada yada yada. But what is it? Geography. This is what I want to know. The vast majority of the residents live around oases situated around the desolate Taklamakan Desert. That's what it is. Okay. Look at the rabbit hole you go down when you're doing DM prep. I have to know what it is. Okay. The desert has an area, blah, 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 slightly smaller than Germany. 1,000 kilometers long, 400. Wow. 400,000 square kilometers. It crosses northern center by 2 branches of the Silk Road as travelers. Yeah, you can see the roads on the Google map. Like when you go back out to here, you can see that when they hit that, they were like, oh, we got to go north or south. Right? This must be the old Silk Road right here. And then what? Then it comes here. Yeah, they met up. There must have been a big caravan stop right here or something. And then goes across. You see what I'm saying about the desert formation? Look at Australia, Botswana, like Chile and Argentina. There's just like a strip of it there. And then the same thing happens here. Right? And I think over time, because the continents are so big, that this is probably a rain shadow because of mountains. But then over here, that's not. This could be a rain shadow because of the, obviously because the Himalayas right here. It's so fascinating. Okay, all right. So I found out what it is. It's the Taklamakan Desert. Cross two cross desert highways. They did. You can see them on the map. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. Well, this one kind of follows like a little river thing there. That's the Tarim Desert Highway because it connects to Hotan. In recent years, the desert has expanded in some areas. It sands enveloping farms and villages. Oh my God. When I wake up one morning, I found I couldn't open the door because the weight of the sand had accumulated overnight. My crops were buried too, so I had no choice but to move. Whoa. That is amazing. The Golman-Korla Railway crosses the Taklamakan as well. Named areas in the desert include Halama, Alangha, and Maikotsako. The Mazar Tag Mountains are located in the western part of the desert. Oh, tell me more about that. It must be over here. Yep. This must be them right here. So, it looks like it used to be a lake, an inland lake. Was it an inland lake? Because it lies in the rain shadow of the Himalayas. Boom, nailed it. Given its relative proximity to with the cold and frigid air masses in Siberia, extreme temperatures are recorded in wintertime, sometimes well below 20 below Celsius. It was colder than that here this week. While in summer it can rise to 104 Fahrenheit. Ooh. Very little water, therefore it's hazardous to cross. Merchant caravans on Silk Road stop for relief at the thriving oasis towns. To the northwest is the Amu Darya Basin. Amu Daryu. At the rate I'm going, I'm never going to finish this map. But we're having a geography lesson. Archaeological treasures found in its sand-buried ruins point to early Hellenistic, Indian, and Buddhist influences. Treasures and dangers have been vividly described. Ooh. Mummies, some 4,000 years old, have been found in the region. Excellent. Later, that was inhabited by Turkish peoples, starting the Han, the Chinese sporadically, Turkic, Mongol, and Tibetan peoples. The desert was explored. Atmospheric studies have shown that dust originating in the Taklamakan is blown over the Pacific, where it contributes to cloud formation over the western United States. Further, the traveling dust redistributes minerals via rainfall. Studies have shown that a specific class of mineral found in the dust, known as K-feldspar, triggers ice formation particularly well. K-feldspar is susceptible to corrosion by acidic atmospheric pollutants, nitrates, phosphates. See, so they say there's these Chinese movies and television have said there's like an ancient city lost in the desert. Showcased in Mobile Suit Gundam Zero set in 2307. It's a large-scale military joint operation performed by all the world's blocks of power. Blocks is spelled wrong. And interdicted by the paramilitary organization Celestial Being. Fascinating. Isn't it fascinating? But is it it didn't answer my question. Is it an old river basin or old lake. Huh. Okay, so this is that desert right there. Okay, all right. So all of this has been going into my making of a continent here, because why does a desert form? Often a desert forms because it's in a rain shadow, because the mountains are so high that the moisture heavy clouds can't get up and over them, and so one side will be verdantly green, the other side is kind of dry wasteland. Now, I had said originally that the weather patterns moved this way, which is counter to Earth. And if that's the case, that explains this desert. And then what I have to do is go in and change this arid zone to the other side of these mountains. Now, I think that there probably won't be any arid zone down here because there's enough water, but maybe just like a band of it, like right there. But then on this side, it'll all be fine because there's enough water and such, because the weather goes right to left. Lots of stuff to think about in map making, right? So there's no mountains here, so I think this would be dried out because it had been used to having so much water here that when the water went away, it would maybe turn brown. Not that brown, but browner than the other green stuff. Yeah, kind of like this, not that large. Just along like where the coast was, because if it's not, like everything would die. It would be so used to having such easy access to water, and then suddenly all that water is gone. So all this, there would just be like a brown streak. A brown streak. All right. Yes, I said that. But this jungle, oops, I think there's a river coming down from Tubaluk that, yeah. So the Daima River, you can tell that the Daima River, oops, now I have to change the map again because the Daima River used to, I don't know. I think Daima is, oh yeah, the Daima Plains are the region. So there's the Daima River, the New Daim, and then the Daima Plains. So I think that this river here, now that river splits, which people say doesn't happen in reality and you shouldn't put it on your maps. However, many rivers do split, just not most rivers. Anyway, I think that river went down through here. So I'm going to change the map once again in terms of where there's, I'm going to add this right here. What I think I'm going to do is just have it tangentially where that river is now. I'm going to say, nope. I'm going to say that right here, there's like a, so the river like came in and it dumped into this area, eroded, and then it used to go down here to this area right here. And then when all the water disappeared, oh man, you think the water in the river ran backwards for a minute? There's like suddenly like all this water is rushing into this hole here. Does it create a whirlpool and suck water up the suck water up the riverbed? Fascinating. Can I connect that? Can I connect that? There we go. Can I connect that? No, not like that. Good enough. Doesn't have to be super perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect, Chris. Oh, who's here? Anyone here? You want the new show announcement? I think about ready to have the show announcement. Let me just check on some things real fast. Bow, 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 bow. What was I just looking at? I don't know what I was looking at. I'm gonna do a show announcement. Okay. Who's ringing? I'm gonna turn off my mic here for a second. Spam. How come there's like 4 million robocalls? Oh, I see what you're saying, Cerebus. I understand. Ooh, I got a lot of email to go through. Holy crap. How long have I been doing this? Oh, like 2 hours. Hour and a half, give or take. Hour 48. I will bring that up with the business partner. Okay. Show. The new show. That's what I was going to do. The new show. Okay, check this out. I was working on an image earlier, and I think I'm prepared to show... I think I'm prepared to talk about this new show that I'm going to start next week. Oh, you got on VLD? Were there not enough people? Because you already got a shirt, so you don't need to win another shirt again. You can always send the shirt to me. I gave my first shirt away. That's how I started playing VLD. I gave my first shirt away. I said, whoever kills me the next week gets my shirt. You could do that. If you win, oh no, something like that. Okay, so this all ties into the conversation that I was having earlier, which was I was going to use Patreon as part of 2OG to have this year-long story of weekly episodes all take place on this map that I'm working on now, and the more I looked into it and the more I did some timing and things, the more I realized how much work it would be to manage that. And I was like, oh, I want to do this thing, but there's not enough time in the week, especially when I actually was out and working. Now that I'm not working, I have all kinds of extra time. So, the show is gonna be in that vein. And you'll find out when I come back. All right. What we got there? Nobody. Okay, so got some stuff to read here. That expired. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right. So the Tuvalu map can't be seen, so I can edit that right now. Right? And do that. So, the Patreon thing that I was talking about earlier was a lot of work because I was going to try to put out a short multi-page adventure every week for a year, and then that would give and these were going to be like shorter adventures, like 2 or 3 hour adventures, give or take, but it was turning out to be so much work that it just was difficult to do. And then to set up a Patreon and get people to it and do all that other stuff, oh, what a nightmare. So I decided that I'm going to change that. I'm going to take that, but I'm changing the format a little bit. What's going on with the... It's like it's there, it's not there. It's there. That's the wrong way. All right. So I think... so I thought of a different way just recently, because I already have a sort of built-in audience here on Twitch. We've played a bunch of our adventures. My adventures are being played on several other channels now and again. I'm running games on Goodman for the Swashbucklers, and I still want to do this sort of thing. So the new show, I'm going to put it on screen here as soon as I size it properly. The new show is kind of in that vein where I'm going to build a one-page adventure on stream every week. Subscribers get it for free, PDF, probably the weekend after. The viewers can tip to get the one-page adventure a week later. A week or so after that, they will be available on a pay what you want format for previous ones. So I'll probably put them up on 2oggames.com, maybe DriveThruRPG, depending. I'm going to say the suggested retail value is going to be like, I don't know, $1.99. So then viewing, you can buy in for that week's one-page adventure for like, I don't know, 150 bits or 175 bits, something like that. So you'll get a discount even over the pay what you want suggested. Subscribers will get them all as long as they subscribe. Every month you subscribe, you'll get every week's PDF. I'll just shoot them out to everybody automatically. And then there will be some audience interaction built into it. So I'll be the one, I'll develop what I'm going to do that week. And then I'm going to make a map. And then I'm going to lay down some encounters. And then we're going to stat up the NPCs and the creatures and the traps and the puzzles and everything. And then on Friday, I'm going to put it all into InDesign and build out the module, the one-page adventure. And so basically, if you follow along for the whole week, you'll see it go from idea to completed project every week. Hopefully it'll be informational. Maybe I'm definitely going to learn some stuff about InDesign, I'm sure. Maybe some people out there who want to put some stuff together will learn about adventure design and formatting and doing layout on projects and things like that. And then every week there's a new one-page adventure coming out. Bam! It's probably going to take a little bit of time away from some of my other projects, but all my current streams will stay. I put it so that if I do it in the early afternoon, if my daughter's here, she has school, and I don't have any grad school stuff going on, so I think 6 hours. We'll see if I can get it done in 6 hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from noon to 2 Central. Plus, that's early enough for Europeans to watch because noon my time is like 6 p.m. In Europe. So instead of trying to piece together games and get players every week and do something like that, I thought I would just do something creative, sort of along the lines of DM prep, but with a product at the end that subscribers and viewers can get their hands on, get your grubby little hands on. And so, the weekly one page on all the RPGs. That's the show announcement. Dun dun dun! Celebrate good times. Come on. I don't know. What's this? I don't know. What's this? I know what that is. So there we go. Starting next week, Monday, 3 days a week, on stream, creating one-page adventures. I'll probably have some audience polls and some audience interaction opportunities to name things, to throw out ideas for new creatures, like what kind of abilities should they have? What kind of monster should it be? Should they have tentacles? The answer to that one is always yes. Yes, they should always have tentacles because tentacles are creepy. How do they move when they don't have any bones in them? I mean, technically, spiders move their legs and they don't have any bones in them. You know how they do it? They change the blood pressure in each leg to move their legs. Isn't that weird? Like that, their brain works at such a different alien level than ours that they can control their bloods to move their legs. Look it up. It's true. All right. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to go back to this map making. And then I will re-announce that show later. It's kind of like Spider Hydraulics, yeah. But with their blood. With their blood, man! Where am I at? Well, there's a bit of a delay there. Okay, so back to this map that I'm building here. Made a lot of good progress today. I do not like this mountain range. So I'm going to fix it. It's too linear. I mean, usually large mountains like the Himalayas are formed when two tectonic plates crash into each other and they start building up on top of each other. If you want to think of spider legs like tiny penis erections, good luck trying to get someone to sleep with you. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of this mountain range. I like the variation in mountains. Like these mountains are different than those other mountains in terms of style. Like all the mountains have their kind of own style, and I dig that. What's this? Did I accidentally lock this one here? Is there a dark mountain that is locked? No. Go away, dark mountain. Oh, it's got to be locked. I think it was me that said that. There it is. Badoosh. Badoosh. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the brush tool. I'm going to get into this. I'm just going to cover this all up. So I like where it was kind of. I just don't like how it. This is all like jungle. Oops, that's okay. It's kind of like. Actually, I'm going to do it down to there. And then this is going to be like, there's going to be some brown in this area, I think, too. You can see I made like this little edge here of like green area because it's on the coast. But then when you get into the, because, oh, this one too. This one will have like, all these islands would be like super green. And then it just gets dark and creepy and dangerous on that coast. This coast is not going to be that way because remember, the weather patterns are going in the opposite direction. So we're going to sort out like how this works. later. I'll sort that all out later. First, I'm going to do the mountains. And I feel like the mountains are going to be like, if you look at the Himalaya mountains, oops, you can see they kind of curve right there. So it must have been like that, and it like bent them. So I'm going to do that with this one too. I'm going to go in here. And usually I just draw like where I want the mountains to see what it looks like. They're going to be fairly high mountains. I feel like this was like a big chunk. Maybe like right here to right there. So that was like a separate tectonic plate at one point. These could all be formerly volcanic mountains. This ridge could be another tectonic plate crashing into this main plate. So there's this main plate. There's some volcanic activity here. These are tectonic mountains when two plates crash together. And then there's going to be this one right here. Now that's going to affect the, I think I want it to go out a little further like that. It's going to affect the biomes over here too, which I'll get to later. I'm not so concerned about it right now. Just trying to figure out how I'm going to place the mountains. Yeah, I kind of like that. Like it was probably way larger, and then it got crushed under this other one, and it made these mountains. All right, that's where they're going to go. So now I'm going to put some mountains in. And remember, they say, they being incarnate, when you're going to do something like this, you want to start on the top left and work across and down. These aren't going to be snowy mountains. There might be some snow. Nah, it's too warm. They're going to be brown mountains. No, I don't really like those. Dark brown, medium mountains. I feel like they'd be large, dark mountains like this. Maybe some of these thrown in later. Yeah, let's try this one. Random stamps. We're going to boost up the size. Because these are going to be bigger than those mountains, because these are tectonic mountains. So we're thinking like Himalayan-sized mountains. I'm going to drop them down to maybe 50. Oops. So like right there. There we go. It's two kind of like straight and like a straight path. So I'm gonna like, if there was more here, there would be more mountains here. Like that. Oops. And then less mountains down here. Some mountains along this coast here. then go back and go in and like zoom, disappear some of them. That one's okay. See, when I do that, then I go back into add, and I just kind of add land underneath the mountains to kind of get that edge right there. See, right there, right there. Maybe gotta put another mountain there. Like it's shoved, they crashed into each other over time, and then we're thinking of like scales of millions of years here. And it kind of folded some stuff up around the side. Yeah, I think that's all right. All right, build out this little, oh, the land thing. It's got this big edge I don't like again. So I'm gonna go into, ooh, there's a world generator? Curious. The stroke is the really dark line all the way around the continent, which I'm not super keen on. I like that a little more. I want to do some ripple effect. If you just turn it on, it kind of defaults to like whatever you used before. I'm going to drop it down to 3. And I might change the gap to a little, to 1. Well, yeah, because it's going to wipe out my existing map. Speaking of, I've got 244 changes. I better save that. I would expect it to wipe out my map, as a matter of fact. Okay. So now if I zoom out, I kind of like that better. I don't like that thick, dark line. Oops. Oh. Freeman Place. Someone's messaging me about potential places to live. 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,300 square feet. Oh, that would be cool. It's got a fireplace. I love fireplaces. And 1,300 square feet. And what? What's outside there? I don't know what the rent is going to be, though. I imagine a lot is what the answer is. A lot. All right, I'm going to have to look at that later. Okay. All right, so now I've got Tuvalu kind of in its place in the continent, and now this is the rough draft from sketch to map, right? From sketch to map. So now if I look at, oh man, did it again. So it's coming along. That's Danankin, that's southern Argonia. This is northern Argonia. Belhrabi, Frostspire's way up there. Well, Belhrabi is going to be bigger. Maybe northern Argonia is going to get a little bit more of that on the other side of the mountains. Masan is in the middle, and then Pishpek. So Pishpek, I decided, is the country that Tuvalu is having a war with for the disputed lands. Okay, so I'm going to fix these mountains at the top now. So these are going to be large mountains as well because they're going to be tectonic mountains. So now these mountains don't work anymore because they're not big enough. So now that I have that I think they're gonna come like, I think from that bay to, let's see, let's find out. Going to mountains, snow mountains, snow-capped mountains. I think snow mountains, and I think large snow mountains. So I want to say these, and then I just have to jack up the size. I don't want them to be too big. That's too big. Let's go back down to 50 and see what that looks like. Yep, right about the same size as those other ones. Probably the same stamps and just in a different color. Okay, and they're going to be like, they're going to go like right there. Those are some big mountains, aren't they? Put a little gap in there like they interweave a little bit. Those are some tall, cold mountains. They should probably arc up. To show that like two things collided. There'd be an edge. Like if you look down on this one, it kind of arcs around. So you can kind of gather that this one was like this big or something. And then here, another big tectonic plate crashed into it. Actually, that's too much mountains now that I think about it. It's too much mountains. I don't like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off there. And then I'm going to go to the stamp tool. I'm going to have them arc up here. Legio Necris, what's up, buddy? Thanks for the raid. You and your party of 3. Immediate seating available. Hey, you missed the new show announcement that I did earlier. And since you're here, I'll show you what it is. Starting next week, the weekly 1-page on all the RPGs. It's so hot, there's a fire truck coming by right now. Woo! Every week, I'm going to build a 1-page adventure on stream. It'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 12 to 2 Central. Kind of early, your time, but perfect for European watchers as well. And anyone who's subscribing will get all of that month's adventures for free. Viewers can then tip to buy into a weekly map, so they don't get them all. They only get the ones they want, kind of. And then anyone, after a couple of weeks, will be able to buy them on a pay-what-you-want basis. And then during the show, when I'm doing things, I'll take suggestions or have polls, things like that on what the theme is, what type of creatures there will be, some stat suggestions, ability suggestions, things like that. So it'll be somewhat collaborative, but I will do all the heavy lifting in terms of story and map making and things like that. And then I'm going to give them away to the subscribers or sell them to viewers. And so that's what I'm going to do. Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoons. I'll build it probably that weekend if the layout is done. The subscribers will get it. The week after that, the viewers who bought it will get it. And then 2 weeks or so after that, I'll put them up on 2oggames.com or DriveThruRPG, and then everyone will have a chance to buy them on a pay-what-you-want kind of basis. The suggested retail price can be like $1.99. So the bit buy-in for being part of the stream will probably be like, oh my god, my camera died. Well, actually, Snap camera froze. I don't know what happened there. No, Snap camera. What are you doing? It just literally was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done talking to you. I'm done showing you on screen. Clearly, it doesn't like this new show idea. Come on. Oh, there you go. Hi, Snapcam. Thanks for playing along. All right, so that's it. That's the new show starting next week. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'll be here. You don't have to watch if you're a subscriber. You'll automatically get the stuff. If you want to watch and have a hand in kind of making it, a deal so good it killed my cam. Yep. You can see its ghost behind me right here. Viewers will be able to, in real time during the shows, buy in, I guess, to get the one page, and then later it'll be available for everybody. And these will be planned. They're going to be planned for one pages. Some one pages last 4 hours, and some last 2, and some last 6. So it'll depend on what the one page is that week. But it'll be complete. It'll be map. It'll be encounters. It'll be role playing tips. It'll be hooks on getting it into your stories or your campaigns, or running it as one shots. And you can tip, you can cheer. There's, like I said, I'll put up polls on hey, what kind of theme should we do this week? I was thinking sewer, or do you want dungeon, or do you want jungle temple, or something like that. And that'll probably be on the Monday thing, because Mondays I'm going to plan on making maps, and then Wednesday is going to be the who, what, and where of it, and then Friday is going to be InDesign layout. And so I'm probably going to learn a bunch of stuff. Maybe some people watching will learn some stuff, both about adventure writing and statting up monsters and balancing the encounters and publishing it via InDesign, Adobe InDesign, which is by far, I think, the best tool, but that's probably just because it's the one I know. I tried Scribus for a while and it worked, and I got some decent 5e stuff that I made out of it. But in the end, InDesign, it ties into the other programs I use so well that I was just I'm just going to stick with that. So that's it. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 12 Central, 12 till 2, give or take. And then that keeps me from overlapping any of my other shows. So it'll be all new content. If my daughter's here, she's usually in school, busy from 12 to 2. So I can give her lunch at 11:30, and then she'll have school stuff from 12 to 2, and I can work unmolested. Nah, she'll probably come in and ask stuff all the time, but that's all right. That's what kids are for, and I'm a good parent, so I answer her questions. Okay, now that I came back and I looked at this mountain range in the north that I just made, I don't like it because it's too curvy. No, that mountain range got some curves, dangerous curves ahead. So I'm gonna jag it up a little, as it were. This line of mountains is just annoyingly straight. This one right here. All those go away. I don't like any of them. Don't like them at all. What if I do like this? Oh, see, now I like that much better. Now I'm gonna get rid of all these over here. Nah, I don't make her Google stuff. No telling what she would find in 2020, 2021. I like that. This was a fast-moving tectonic plate crash. I'm gonna put one there. I'm gonna put one there, and there, and there, and then those outliers got to go. I don't like that one. Let's zoom in here. This one's way too far away. You are just totally out of order. You're gone. That one right there, you're too small. Actually, you're too small too. There, so I still have the same sort of shape. The stuff in the middle is now annoying me, right? This stuff all right here. Just because they place differently. Let me try that again. Delete. Go away. Go away. Go away. There we go. The stamps place differently when you do this. Just hold down. That was me just holding down the mouse button and dragging. I'll get rid of them and I'll show you again. So this is slow with one mouse drag, and then this is fast with one mouse drag. This is really fast. So they're all cool, but they make too straight a line. So I'm gonna just do a couple different. Put one there. I like the way they fade in there. I kind of like the way they fade in there. Just tighten up the line a little bit. I like this. This is going to be a pass to get into Frostspire, because this will be Frostspire up here. This is called the... technically it's unexplored, but it's just wild tribes living up there. Not of any particular... They're not like barbarians or anything. They're just wild, maybe nomadic tribes, or maybe not. Living on fishing and stuff. I think one mountain right there. Now I like that. So then in the end, oh, it looks like an elephant now. Damn it. Oh, the human brain. Okay, so there's some volcanic mountains over on the edge of Tubaluk on the right-hand side of the map, which are smaller. It's a shorter chain from a hotspot or something. I think on the original map there's actually smoke coming out of a couple of them. If not, I will probably do that later. And then this was a tectonic plate smashing into it. So think like India making the Himalayas. But these are older so they're smaller than these, which are newer, which was the last tectonic plate smashing into this thing. So really, the map was like one big piece and then two other pieces coming in and smashing in, giving these mountain ranges. The weather moves from right to left, which is counterintuitive, but that's where this big shadow comes in here. It's the High Barrens, it's called. And so it might not be quite that large when I get done with it. I'll probably have it end right about here. Now that I think about it, I'm going to go to the brush. It's probably going to end like here. I will put snow under those mountains again. Right there. But then yeah, this is going to be like, that's actually going to be snow. This like right here is all going to be snow. I'll blend that in later. So then these mountains, not super tall, but tall enough, created this kind of desert in the rain shadow. And then this large piece right here, if we zoom in, you can see that it's lower because it used to be a giant lake, but there's a huge chasm right here that opened up for some mysterious reason, some story-based reason. And so all the water drained out. So then there's this old riverbed here and this old riverbed here that are just gone because the source was like water coming down from the Daima River from the mountains here and filling the lake and supplying these rivers. And now all that water is gone. Oh, and there used to be an island right in the middle of the God's Eye. And so I'm going to go in there and do add. I'm going to see if I can hit it like just the right size or if it'll be close enough. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm going to, because it's all of the land got decimated when the Salba emptied. So it'll be a slightly different color. This other stuff is a little more windblown. There might be some vegetation on there. I'm just going to do like a 50, 35, and just bloop, bloop, bloop. Give it a little bit of green. Right? So then when we look at it, it should have a nicer texture. So I can go over here and find the, there it is, the realm of Tubaluk. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it, and then we're going to make it disappear. So now you can see, now we're like satellite image, Google Maps image, satellite image, Google Maps image. So you can see all the stuff that I've been talking about, like this is the old riverbank. Right? If I do it right there, you can see like the old riverbank, and then there's a river that goes right through there, I think. Oh, it used to be that this is the dry riverbed, because the Daima used to fill up right there. If we back out, you can see that's all part of the lake now. And then the river, the dry river, goes through the trackless. The trackless is this jungle zone, but now that it's lost its, there's a lot of climate change going on. Now that it's lost its water source, you can see that it's just slowly dying off right over here. So it's a world in flux. There's things changing because 50 years ago or something, this lake disappeared. A quadrillion gallons of water dumped into the crack in the earth. How did that affect them down there? And so now I can just zoom. I'm going to leave it at that for now, and then I'm going to lock it again, and then unclick it so that I can't move it again. I'm very pleased with the progress made today, except for the elephant part of the map now. Now it looks like an elephant to me. Once you see that, you can't unsee it. What am I going to do here? I mean, what if it's just a big island? The problem I make with these all the time is like too many straight lines. I like that there's like this massive island off there. This was the sketch map that I'm working off of. Oh, I gotta get it out there so you can kind of see where Tubaluk was, right here. Do I like that? What if there's a land bridge that goes to it? It's just like a... Nope, that looks too artificial, doesn't it? Oh, that looks okay. Now I'm just screwing it up, aren't I? Well, that definitely screwed it up. I don't like any of that. Oh, it's not. That's all right. There, I like that. Let's zoom in on that. Huh? See what it looks like. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm okay with that. Definitely doesn't look like an elephant trunk anymore. The whole thing would have looked like an elephant eventually. It would have just been like... Okay, I've got the general terrain laid out. I think this... So they're fighting Tubaluk on the right here and Pishpek, which is the country to the left, kind of in the center of the continent here, are fighting over this land right here, because this used to be Pishpek's part of the lake. But I don't think that this desert area is going to go that far. So, is that a Facebook message? Yeah. Okay. Getting a bunch of Facebook messages about I have to move in April, or I have to move April 1st, by April 1st, because this place sucks. Technically, the neighbors suck. Oh, now you can give me a two-factor login, Facebook? Come on. Come on, man. The daughter is driving the mom nuts because of too many questions. And I'm like, I can't say that's a bad thing, right? Curiosity will take you everywhere sooner or later. Oh, where is my Oh, I have to do the code generator. I have to get my two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication. I don't really need it anymore, do I? I just answered that message. Yeah, I need another way. Yeah, text me a login code. There you go. Don't just text me with the login code. I want you to call me. Boop. There it is. All right, go away. Hey everybody, my Facebook login code. The Nerdy Effect, what's up? What's going on? Woo! I was just slightly on a break. Not really. I was just answering a text from the baby mama. Working on this continent map because it's going to be the place for a new series of adventures coming out. Starting very soon. Within like a month, I think. And on top of that, I just announced a new show I'm starting next week called The Weekly One Page, where Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I will be on stream in the afternoon Central Time, working on this from map making to encounter creation to role-playing hooks and story hooks and fitting it into your campaign and things like that. And then on Friday, I will do the layout for it in InDesign to get it all ready to publish. And then subscribers, people that are subscribing that month, will get it free right away. And then the next week, people that pitched in during the week of creation will get it a week after, just so that there's a little added incentive for subscribers. And then after 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be on 2oggames.com or DriveThruRPG as a pay what you want for like $1.99, something like that. That's the new show starting next week, Monday. God, I hope I'm ready. I mean, I'm sure I'm ready. I'm making adventures in this in my head as I work on the map. Okay, so this little nugget I called, what did I call it? I don't even remember what I named the continent. Paklandia. No, no. It's called Edit Map Details. Gran Pakia. That's what it is, Gran Pakia. 3 tectonic plates that crashed together. This one down here was the first one to crash into it. This one was the last one to crash into it. Higher mountains here, then over here. Different colored mountains because of different types of rock. Like this one crashed in really recent. It was probably moving faster, so that one went up, while this one down here went down, and this darker stone is probably from the main portion, the main continent. And then these mountains over here are old volcanic mountains. You can see they kind of dragged, the hotspot dragged as the continent moved, made a series of volcanic mountains, now dead, inactive, we don't know. So then that's all based off of a former map that I made for a different project, which I'm going to revive in a new thing because we never published it, called Tubaluk. And so I made this map right here some time ago, probably a year, maybe over a year actually, in Incarnate. You can tell it kind of blends right in. And then I just positioned it on the continent that I had made afterwards, and I'm just matching up all the stuff so you can kind of see the natural. This used to be a giant lake and it emptied into this chasm. And so there's this border, this cliff right here, like the old lake bed edge. And then there's the mountains right there. And there's just some other stuff that I haven't finished working on. So I'm not down to the fine detail on this map yet, but I wanted to get it into place so I could then work out all the rest. And then I have all the other countries and such kind of laid out in my head. Oop, that's not what I wanted. That's what I want right there. Okay. I'm done with mountains. No more mountains. I do have to shrink down this area right here. So I'm going to go, nope, I'm going to go into B, brush. Use this bright green one right here. And this is all going to kind of, that's too harsh. Want that softness, that. And it just kind of, stuff starts growing eventually. That was wrong. I didn't want to do that. I'll do this over here, over here, over here, over here. Now I want to drop it really low so you just get like a nice soft edge on this. Right? Very rarely, we were looking at the world map earlier, and very rarely is it just a hard edge of something. This is a great example right here. Like it slowly starts interspersing desert and vegetation and stuff, except for right there on the map. And then I went and I looked it up, and it's I'm pretty sure it's an old basin, old river basin or something, but now it's like a big desert because of mountains being these are the Himalayas right here, obviously, and then there's some other mountains right here. So it's just totally a rain shadow desert, much like you see over in the western United States in North America. Rain shadow, the mountains are so big that the water heavy clouds can't get over, so it rains on one side and then the other side's pretty dry. And so I'm just using this as kind of a visual thing to get my map to kind of blend in like that thing does. Like, you know, like that looks real to me, but this looks fake to me. So how do I make mine look like this? I'm sure, like, I don't know. By default, the handmade maps are always going to look sort of fake, so it's fine. All right, so what have I got going on here? Right, I was going to do brush and this one. I'm on a really light thing here, yeah, so I can, there's like a weird edge right here. So I'm just going to kind of scribble. I guess that's called scribbling. I'm going to scribble. Get that thing here. I still think that the desert is really large. I'm gonna shrink it down some more. Oh, I like that. There we go. That's nice. Just getting a hint here. This is way too hard of an edge right here. There should be everything on the edge of the lake was really verdant and green when the lake water was there, but now the lake is gone. Here we're gonna scribble some of this together. I think that's the one thing that all my maps have always been, is that like the edges are too hard on the changes in the biomes, and that always makes them look fake. See, now I'm kind of erasing that line that was there, and now it doesn't look like a line anymore. As a matter of fact, I want to use, is it this one? I want to have like just going to be like a high more or something up here. So I'm going to make it a little darker. And then I'll place some cliffs around it later to show that it's like an elevated kind of thing. Oh yeah, what if it's like right there and it touches the corner of that desert? Yeah, I like that. This is all sort of like dense vegetation and jungle, old growth jungle. A lot of this jungle is going to start drying up over in the lower right corner just because the water's gone. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta soften this edge here too. Soften that edge so you can see that like it's getting brown on the edge of the lake because stuff is just starting to die because there's no more water anymore. All right, and then Tubaluk itself was this, it was a grass, like mostly grasslands. Let's see here, grass, but not like a really bright, I think it was this one, as a matter of fact, this one right here. So this should all be, and then there's a jungle that's slowly dying. I think this was like a lighter grass and the top one was a slightly darker grass. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't open the catalog? Red grass. Ooh, tell me more about this. Maybe that's what this looks like. Red grass, huh? Let's see if I like this. I do kind of like it. What if I bump up the, like right in the middle a little bit? Here, I want it to be, oh yeah, there we go. It's a good mix. Now the softness is too, I don't want to get that edge again. Yeah, I like that. But nope, that doesn't fit. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. F for yellow grass. No. Where would this go? The weird thing about this is that the weather goes from right to left, which is counterintuitive, which is why I'm going to put a strip of rain shadow right here. Yeah, there's gonna be like a rain shadow from these massive, pretty massive mountains, like right there. And then I think further down it's closer to the coast, so it's not, it won't have such a big rain shadow. But yeah, like that right there. And then I'm gonna lower that down to 25, 21, that's good. Maybe even 20. 2020. No, that's a bad number. 2021. Shrink this down. And then expand it out just a little bit. Make a less of a hard edge there. And a happy little tree. Just gonna put a happy little tree right here. Okay, so there's this like rain-starved area, sort of. But there'll be a river or something that's gonna flow out of those mountains probably, and then head down. Who played the Owen Wilson? Wow. All right. Oh, I can play the Owen Wilson. Wow. I mean, I have all kinds of. Wow. I have to get the sound alert. I got to go to my. Nope. Open another browser. Wow. So like, hey man, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna get those played as soon as I get the sound alert loaded up into this OBS, because I loaded it into one of the other ones, but I did not put it into this one yet. I know, silly of me. How dare I? There is a large channel points goal that I started that is for the Wednesday game. Right? Did I start it? Let me see. Oh yeah. Return of Frederic. You're not going to get any gratification if you don't let me fix it. Oh, now it starts up. I'm going to use Frederic to push the party forward. This chapter is closing, so Frederic was probably going to show up anyway in Starcrawl on Wednesday. This Wednesday. Yes, this Wednesday. Tomorrow, I believe, is Starcrawl. Last week was Pirates, right? Yeah, last week was all Pirates, so this week is Starcrawl. And then I have Thursday night off because I'm not on the X-Crawl. Ooh, X-Crawl on Goodman Games on Thursday, everybody. Okay, cool. Thanks for telling me that content is unavailable, Twitch, but not giving me an idea of like how I can go. What do you mean my channel's not available? Yes, it is. Lies. Lies. Creator dashboard. Wow. Oh, I actually think, no, I did it in streaming tools here. Extensions? I think it's an extension. Anyone have Twitch's sound thing going? Media share? Whatever it's called. My extensions. Yep, there. Nope. Sound alerts. Yeah, see, there it is. I want to go into here. Configure this extension. Yes, new configuration dashboard. Thank you. How do I come from Twitch to Twitch and it says login with Twitch? I'm already logged in. You just told me I was logged in. And then you're going to be sluggish about it. All right, well, while that's working, man, I like the way the map looks on the stream more than it kind of how it looks on my screen. No, it's looking pretty good. It's got some Spain sort of vibes to it right there. Those big mountains, a little rain shadow desert there. This high plateau that's kind of browner than the area around it. Browner than the area around it. I'm gonna implement the browser source. I use OBS Studio. That doesn't work. I'm just gonna use the copy and paste method. Here we go. I'm gonna open it up and I need a browser source. I'm gonna say sound play. Yeah, right there. Oh, why did you not allow me to input my... There. Sure, that big. All right, and now, where do I put it? Where am I going to put it? Put it down here so everyone can see it. Right in the middle, right smack in the middle. And then I should have dashboards. Hey, it's set. Skip setup, I'm done. What do we got here? Who played WoW? Library? Wow. Why? How do I play them? Channel point sound alerts is here. Enable it in settings. It's enabled. Oh, I see. Okay. Channel points. There they are. What? It's weird. It says there's nothing. It didn't do anything. Are you sure? Figuring stuff out on channel, right? Why not? Here. There you go. Okay, so there's your wow. Where's mine? Where's mine? Channel points. That work? Sure did. Wow. But why didn't it like put it in the queue? Does it go into, because of the extension, does it go into the creator dashboard? Let's find out. Or maybe the stream manager. And I don't have the stream manager open on this. I should put it on this one, as a matter of fact. I have my Surface right here, which I think is going to be my command and control. Okay, so it played mine and it works now. So the question is, how do I get it to play yours? All requests. That's the reward request. Yeah. Here, I'm going to try this. Oh, it played it right away. I can't give people, you can't give channel points, can you? Yeah. It's low? Okay. I will crank that up. I'm gonna go to my sounds. Shouldn't be. It's weird like that. There's no... Did you hear it that time? You should have heard it that time. Let me see here. The volume's set to 100 on them all. Hold on, I'm gonna flip over to the other computer so I can hear it. And turn up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Oh yeah, huh. What happened to the music now? Where'd the music go? Where'd the music go? Is it because I don't have this? Okay. All right, the music is playing now. And then when I go here, settings, See, I just started playing with this thing yesterday. Dashboard. All right. Yeah, there it is. I heard it. They should play right away.
Wow.
Oh, I can interact with it. See, now it should pop up. Drag and drop this, copy paste the SoundAlerts browser source rather than creating a new browser source for each of your scenes. Sure, I got that. That's all done. Install, that's all done. Trying to figure out like why it's not playing those sounds louder.
My old friend, I've come to talk with you again.
Kind of weird. You can see me clicking around even though I'm on a different window. Oh, it is very quiet. It didn't give me a, when I made the browser source, it didn't give me a volume control for it. Interesting. Well, something to play with. Pump up the jams. What's up, Bart? Pump up the jams. Pump it up. Pump it up now. It says master volume. Is that 100%? Here, let's see if it's working. I changed it to blue alerts. Now I'll go over to the sound and I'll just play it. Oh, see, it didn't change from purple. I changed it to blue. I'm gonna change it to green now. That didn't work. Unless it's outputting to well, that worked. I just heard the death scream. Two-way delay. All right, I've totally derailed my my DM prep. So, save the map. Save the map. 261 changes. Save the map. And while that's saving, I'm going to tell you about the weekly one page on all the RPGs. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to put work into a new, now I hear myself, put in a new one-page adventure. So there'll be a one-page adventure out of this every week. I'm going to do it Monday, Wednesday, Fridays from 12 to 2. Anyone that's subscribing will automatically get the adventures for free. Anyone that views the stream and donates or tips at the time of the stream will get that week's one page a week later. The subscribers will probably get it that weekend. And then a week later, all the viewers that aren't subscribers that bought in will get it. And then a week after that or 2 weeks after that, I'll put them on 2oggames.com and DriveThruRPG, and then anyone will have a pay what you want for it, which the suggested price will be like $1.99. And then there'll just be these big one-page adventures that you can drop in or use as one-shots or whatever. And this all stemmed from the Tubaluke project, which is what this map is that you can't see right now. So I've had this plan that I was going to do on Patreon, where every week I was going to put out an adventure, and they were all going to string together to tell this year-long story of something going on in Tubaluke. Trouble in Tubaluke is a matter of fact of what it was called. And then there were going to be chapters in each chapter. And if you bought in on the Patreon, you would get them. They would come out every week or month or whatever. And now I think I'm just going to streamline that down to one-page adventures every week. Mondays I'll make a map, figure out a theme, get some interaction from some viewers. And then once I have the map and everything, then on Wednesday, the idea is that we'll do the who's, the what's, the where's, naming things, naming NPCs, statting up monsters and NPCs, traps, puzzles, things like that. And then on Friday, put it all into Adobe InDesign and get it all laid out so that I can output a PDF to hand off to people after that show. Gonna start that next week on Monday. All right. This is Tubaluk. I'm fitting it into Gran Pakia, which is the continent, and you can see it pretty much fits in there. I gotta do some work. It's almost the same color and everything. I gotta make the Konizu Highlands, and I gotta sort out some stuff with the Daima Plains, and I gotta get that jungle in there, that dying jungle, the Tangles it's called on the map, or the trackless. But the trackless is dying. You can see kind of right here where because there was a big lake here at one point, and that dried up, and now everything is kind of dying off around it because there's no water source. All right, other than that, I'm super pleased with this map. Got a bunch of work done. What time is it? Holy cow, 6:30. I've been here for 3 hours. I think I have to take the car battery out to the car and see if I can start it and maybe go buy a new car battery, because it's been really cold here in Milwaukee. Talking like -18, -20 real feel wind chill type stuff. And I didn't see that the battery in the car was 8.5 years old, almost 9 years old. So it's time for a new battery. So I pulled it out today, charged it up, and hopefully it'll get the car started so I can go to the AutoZone and get a new battery and give them the old one right away. I don't really need the car that much, but if something happens with the kid or something, I gotta have a way to get where I gotta get, right? All right, so I'm gonna leave Incarnate. Thanks everybody for hanging out and chatting and finding out what the whole new show is all about. What I'm gonna do is one more little OBS thing here, and then I'm going to call it a stream. So thanks everyone, have a good night. I hope you all stop in if you can next week during the streams for the weekly one page. I'm going to do it regardless, so the product will be there, and you'll be able to get in on it. If you're a subscriber, you get it automatically. All right, thanks everyone, have a good night. Oh wait, who's out? Who's online? Anyone? No, I don't see anyone. I'm gonna see if I can find someone to raid real quick. Nerdy. What is that? Oh, the nerd circle. Nice. I love it. Roll 20, they don't need our business. High rollers, they don't need our business. They got 272 people already. I'm not gonna raid. I'm just gonna say, hey, watch this.